I think the work is done way before the conference. The conference is kind of like the way to not to close the deal. You go through the finish line.
Steve Jobs said it. Focus is the ability to say no to 1,000 of the things that sound promising so that you can focus on the most important thing.
Today is the second best day to start this. The best day was yesterday. There's always people that I wanted to meet that I'm gonna run into, regardless, prepared or not. There's new people that know me or know of me. I don't know they exist, right? They're coming to me all the time.
Yeah.
And they could turn into a relationship. It doesn't have to be them giving me business, but just because we establish a relationship, we get to, know each other in person. Yeah. It's a different level of connection than just them follow me on LinkedIn. It becomes more, more personal.
So when you first started in this business, how many LinkedIn followers did you have?
Zero.
Zero. Okay.
It might have been 2009 or 10 when I opened my LinkedIn account. I had to check. I had to look back. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it might have been 2009 or 10. And at the very beginning, I wasn't even thinking followers. I saw LinkedIn as another job board, right? As an opportunity for me to learn about opportunities. Yeah. When other people hire, that I could be, the right fit for them.
Yeah.
So for the longest, this went on, and then I think around 2000 and let me think about probably 2016. So wow, that's already 10 years. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So about 10 years ago, I started to post about my team, about things that we were doing at a property, sharing. At the time I was at Cortland. I had a pretty big property. Well, actually there were two back-to-back, 843 units combined, and we had a lot going on. So I started posting things about how we, ran things at the property, pictures with my team. Mm-hmm. And then when I left Cortland, I continued that, and I started to increase the frequency. Started to post more often.
Yeah.
So that I was getting a lot of traction, and then eventually became like a part-time job for me. Mm-hmm. But I started very low, and honestly, followers weren't even a goal. I wasn't even thinking in terms of followers. But eventually, I understood that it's important to connect with people and to increase your following. And I started to, seek out connections, send people invites, wanted to connect with them, people that I wanted to be in their circle.
And you also make YouTube videos as well, these podcasts.
Yes, I think altogether between all my channels, I'm approaching 1,000 videos.
Wow. Just
on my main channel, I think I have 800 plus. And then there's a couple of other channels.
You got a media empire going.
It's in the making. Yeah. It's in the making, I should say. But also very passionate about content too. Yeah. So I don't just do this for a business, but I'm generally a student of content. I study content religiously. Every day I'm trying to learn something more about how can I create great content.
Yeah.
What is that my audience wants for content.
Yeah. Well, I think that if you want to ask me some questions, ask some questions, but if we have time, I think it'd be great for everybody to listen to Mr. Beast's founder, for both you guys to listen to it, because you guys are both channeling that level of intensity, and Mr. Beast shows you, he's like the Michael Jordan of video production, and the stuff he talks about and the details and the extremes that he goes through, I think it's inspiring for both of you guys to listen to. And of course, I love him, and I've listened to this stuff over and over again because I'm trying to pound these ideas into my mind so that I can remember them, and then also try to act on them. And that's part of the problem. We get exposed to data, but if we don't actually make it our own and pull something into ourselves and say, this is how I want to act, or this is the way I want to be, then it's hard for us to remember, oh, I need to do this, oh, I need to be that way. Like I'm always telling you, focus, Adrian, because you're constantly getting pulled by everybody wanting to offer you opportunities. And the issue is it dilutes your brand because you can't spend the time on building your brand and building your content. And just focusing, and Steve Jobs said it, focus is the ability to say no to 1,000 other things that sound promising so that you can focus on the most important thing. And it's so hard. And the more successful you become, Adrian, you have to tie yourself to the mast on the ship and put the, just sit there and they're telling you, oh, I can do this, oh, we can do this. And you, no.
So much true in this. And I'm actually, seeing it now myself because my inbox is full all the time.
Yeah.
With all sorts of inquiries or business proposals or, can we have time? Well, the reality is, our time is limited.
Yeah.
And I'm becoming more and more time starved. So I'm actually focusing on this, just kind of eliminating what doesn't make sense and only keep like the things that are important.
Yeah.
Really.
Smart.
It's always going to be a struggle, I know that, and I see that as becoming more and more of a, challenge.
Yeah.
My April is crazy.
Yeah.
I think I'm doing 5 different conferences this month alone. In May, I probably just have just 2 conferences. Yeah. But I'm planning for that to be the month where I kind of like regroup and do a lot of strategizing and restructuring of things, so I could keep it tighter.
So, why would one of the listeners listening to this? Why would they go to a conference? Because I haven't been to a conference in a long time, and usually when I go to conferences, I feel like it's just a sales pitch, and people are just trying to sell me stuff everywhere I look. No one really wants to feel that way. So I'm just curious, what do we get for going to conferences? Because obviously a lot of people do it. I know a lot of sponsors do it because they're trying to sell to people that they want to. But why? Why do I go to a conference?
I think the goal is different for everyone. If you're definitely an owner or an operator, it's a target on your back, right? Everybody wants to talk to you because they wanted to sell you things, and it makes it difficult. So I'm thinking, possible value will be meeting other like-minded people out there and just having conversations about things you're interested in, finding deals, finding deals that make sense, maybe making deals. And then for someone that's going there for education, I'll say this is a tough proposition. What I've been noticing at conferences, the little time that I've been spending, just watching the presentations and the panels, is that there's 2 prevailing, types of content. One, it's the type of content that I'll say probably doesn't resonate to year 2026. The way it's being packaged, probably more than the information, right? It's not probably the most appealing packaging. Then secondly, it's a significant pay for play component for folks to be on a panel, and this might dilute the value of the conversations. Might. Not saying that it always is doing that. And then for a vendor, for a supplier partner that goes to the conference, I wanted to say there's a lot that goes into a conference. If I'm a vendor, the way I look at it, even on a 200 people conference, there's a lot of value, potential value. I could potentially meet 200 people. That's incredible, right? And maybe 60, 70 of them could be my clients, potentially. But I think, what's happening is out there is that owners just like you, they're being chased down, right? And harassed with, let me try to sell you something. And they're just making it either like they don't go to conferences anymore. So then the attendance for owner manager side has dropped. I know that for a fact because there's a lot of conversations about this happening. It's a real issue. So the attendance drops. So then there's more vendors per participant, per owner, manager. So it actually makes it even more like stressful for them.
It's like showing up at one of those bars looking for a date, and there's like 25 guys and 2 girls.
Exactly. I couldn't say it better because it's true. It's so true. And I think this is where a really good look at that gorgeous view.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
That's super. That's so beautiful. I think this is where actually brand matters. Because when you think about why would someone want to meet with me if I'm a vendor, right? I have something to sell, but so does everybody else that's out there a vendor. How do I get that person's attention? And I think the work is done way before the conference. The conference is kind of like the way to not to close the deal. It's kind of you go through the finish line. The finish line being you met this person in real life, but the entire preparation is done before then. Not through cold messaging, not through like you interact with their posts. You build a rapport with them online. You provide value. There's a lot of value that could be provided by someone on a vendor side. I mean, typically if you're in sales, you should know about sales. You should know about your product. You should educate people on products like yours. You know what to look for. Red flags, what not to buy. There's a lot that you could help owners and operators with. The only problem is that most people are too focused on sales, or like selling their features and products, and it's not, to me, it's not the best way to approach. Right. So do the homework, build an incredible brand. Personally, I know people think, you're telling me this, you've been doing this for 10 years, and I gotta start today. Yeah, but today is the second best day to start this. The best day was yesterday. Still, if you're starting today, you still have a chance out there to build some things. It's not gonna happen overnight. That I could promise you. It's gonna happen eventually if you're consistent. You persistent. What you're trying to accomplish. But that's how you're gonna prevail. And in this sea of people that are out hunting for owners, that's the only way. You had to do a lot of prep. There's also situations that I'm hearing from companies, higher ups, like vendors, saying that my team doesn't think that this industry conference was effective. And I know for a fact that I saw their team like hanging out with other vendors at a bar on a company tab. The company is paying for the drinks. Instead them trying to making an effort trying to talk to someone, a potential client. And then of course if you're gonna hang out with your peers, it's not gonna show up positively in a sales in your sales effort. So there's a lot that goes into this. Honestly, I think it's an entire art, right? If you're a vendor, it's a hard proposition to sell if you're an owner. Really, it really is. It gets harder, right? Because what's the value? Right. What's the value? So
interesting.